The 15-day period of one moon cycle is called Paksha. The 6th month of Vedic calendar called Bhadrapad. So in this month, the 15th day period is dedicated to our ancestors or the souls that have left us and they were part of our family, whom we call our ancestors. That term in Sanskrit is called Pitra, and henceforth it is known as Pithra Paksha, the 15-day period dedicated to our ancestors. Pithra Paksha falls in the month of September. It might begin early or it might begin little later towards October, but within the period of 2 weeks, that's the only change that happens. Shraddha is a ritual done for ancestors during Pithra Paksha, which consists of 4 different activities. First is Tarpan, Yagya, feeding to Brahmins, and in the end, feeding to cows. First activity is Tarpan, which is actually offering of water to the ancestors and the gods and the other holy spirits that are around us. The second is the offering made through Yagya, the Gayatri mantra. The third is offering of food to Brahmins, in which we prepare multiple food items and altogether offer them to many Brahmins who represent each one of our ancestors. In the end, we offer the green food or some leafy vegetables to the cows to satisfy their hunger as well. The first 2 activities, Tarpan and Yagya, would consume about 1 to 1.5 hours, and after this it is about right time for the lunch of Brahmins. Thus, the third activity takes place at the right time when the Brahmins are the most hungry, and we feed them up to their satisfaction, which is the purpose, which is the true purpose of the third activity, feeding the Brahmins. When we feed the Brahmins, the hunger, the thirst that we are satisfying, it translates to the satisfaction, emotion and energy wise, and is transferred to our ancestors. Because remember, we are feeding these Brahmins on behalf of your ancestor's name. Since the ancestor is in the spirit form, they receive the happiness, satisfaction, quenching of thirst, finishing of hunger, these feelings in form of energies. And in return, what do you get? The blessings, the love, the satisfaction from your ancestors, and they shower their blessings upon their children, their new generations, and wish them the most successful. Why? Simple, it's a very practical and simple logic. When children serve their parents, they are very happy and they bless us. Oh, my child, may all the successes in the world come to you. And that's why this Pitra Paksha ritual is done to receive the blessings and satisfy if any ancestor is in need of something. So satisfy their needs, and in return we take their blessings. So this 4-step process called Shraddha should be perceived as a journey of the soul from the spirit realm to our world and then back to the spirit realm. This is the journey. Now, why are we even bothering to do all this work and call our spirits and just to send them back, say bye bye. No, the reason behind that is if they are in need of something and due to whatever past karma that they did in their life, we as their children has the responsibility to give them comfort, to give them what they need. In this reality, we can provide our parents, our dear ones, with basic comfort using clothes, food, vacation, etc., love, happiness, right? But how to help your ancestors when they have passed away, when they are in the form of spirits? You do by giving punya. What is punya? Punya is the good energy that you do when you are doing some good work, when you are feeding poor people, when you are feeding the needy ones, when you are helping the one who needs true help. That's when you receive this good energy, which becomes punya. And this is the one which goes after we leave our body with us. So we can do all this punya for ourselves whole life, every year, 365 days, yes, but we take 15 days to take this punya and give to our dear ones, our family members who have passed away. So the first activity is Tarpan. What is this used for? This offering of water is considered as an invitation. We invite our ancestors in the presence of gods and demigods around us. Just like how you invite a guest and you offer water first. The second part is performing Gayatri Mantra Yagya. Gayatri Mantra is such a powerful mantra which cleanses our past karma and guides us to the right path. Gayatri Mantra Yagya acts like a lighthouse. When the sea is dark and nothing can be seen, Gayatri Mantra works as a lighthouse to our ancestors who have departed from this world. So that was the second stop of the journey. The third activity, which is feeding the Brahmins. When the guests are here, you have invited them, you have advised them correctly to go on the right path. After that, what do? Okay, now let's have lunch. Feed them to their satisfaction and give them water. This satisfaction translate from that Brahmin, that person who you are feeding, and goes to the ancestor. And that ancestor receives all those energies with love, dedication, devotion, respect, and they are very pleased, they are very happy. What do you get in return when you make someone happy? Such great wishes, such great blessings. So your ancestors are your elders, right? Of course they are going to bless you with all the success. This completes our third stop. Now it's time to go back. As we invited them to perform some good work for them, it's time to send them back to their world, right? But before we say goodbyes to someone, we give them some gift. So this tradition is again fulfilled or completed by giving food to cows. The reason why we give food to cows, cow is an animal that gives us milk and is living under our protection. You need to understand that everyone is born as a baby, right? Even those parents who leave their babies just like that, the babies end up growing well as well with difficulties in very hard times, but yes, they also learn how to survive. So the God has given everyone the wisdom and the power to make themselves grow, but there is a moral duty of the mother, the parents, and the family members to take care of that baby, right? Why? Because that baby is dependent, not independent yet. Therefore, the same logic applies to the cows. They are dependent on us. So, to satisfy their taste, their hunger, keep them healthy, we give them different kinds of healthy foods, normal food for every day, then green leaves, vegetables, and in this period, Pithra Paksha, we give them all those good food, green vegetables, leaves, some different crops that are very nutritional and healthy for them. What do you get in return? Great blessings, great happiness from cows. All living beings become happy when you help them, when you take care of them, love them, nurture them. This happiness, again, because we are doing this activity on the name of our ancestor, all the great energy becomes punya, and this punya is again transferred to our ancestor as a parting gift. With this punya and the right knowledge and everything satisfied, they leave our world happily, giving many blessings, going back to their place in the spirit world and staying comfortably and being very pleased by the services and the devotion of their new generation. So that is why we perform this Shraddha ceremony in Pitra Paksha. How does it help us? We are social people, right? And the work is going to continue for whole life. But what defines a good human being is the one who can share the time with everyone surrounding them. We sometimes forget that our ancestors are also surrounding us. Just because we can't see, it doesn't mean they don't see us, they don't influence us. Because of such influence in those who know Jyotish, astrology, they would know there is something known as Pithra Dosha. Pithra Dosha, Pitra literally translates to ancestors. Dosha means something is wrong. Just to cure this dosha, Pithra Paksha Shraddha ceremony is ultimate ceremony or cure or ritual that every person should do. Not everyone is going through troubles or problems, which is good. It represents like how good actions and how good karmas that you have been doing in your life and also in your past life. It reflects your good personality, good nature. So don't be extra worried if nothing wrong is happening with you. It is good, and you can just write down the names of your immediate ancestors, like those who have departed this world. For example, suppose your parents are no more, so your parents come first. Second, your grandparents. And third, at most, if you think you were close or that person was quite important in the family, quite close to your parents, maybe you can include your great grandparents or either one of them, depending how close and how great that person played a role in the continuation of your own family. You know? So based on this, you can give any five or more names of your ancestors. In other cases, when you do have some problems going on in the family, for no reason you find you keep fighting in the family, and when you go out and when you reflect upon yourself, introspect upon your thoughts, then you see like, why is this happening? There was not such a great reason to actually have an argument over or have a fight in the family. Then what is happening? Those could be the signs that there is a Pitra dosh or there is an ancestor which is not satisfied or is going through some trouble. There are few methods through which you can identify where the problem started from, when did these problems start from. So when, where, and how, these three questions. Even if you're not able to answer these three questions yourself, one way is to meditate in Brahma Muhurta before sunrise. This tranquil time where there is peace and the energy can easily reach upon through your head and through your Ajna chakra. It is much easier to pass on the energy and focus on that question, where the problem started from, how did they start, and at what time did they start. You will have some experience, or you will get an indication, a sign, a hint of some sort. It could be that next day when you are sleeping, you might have a dream about your grandpa or some form of your family ancestors, and they might reach out to you. These are the methods that you can follow to find where the problem started from. This has been an experience of many people. Once they have started doing Shraddhas for their ancestors in general, such problems go down automatically, and peaceful environments nurtures in the family. Everyone becomes quite humble and understanding. There might be differences, but then an understanding develops between the family members. Unlike how it used to be, where these differences may create different opinions, and different opinions may lead into arguments. So when you start seeing those signs, those problems, and how they start, there might be an underlying reason related to one of your ancestors. And in case you are not able to pinpoint, is you just follow a simple path, first 2-3 generations, and still if the problem persists, you can take a sankalpa that I will further take the names, or I will try to do the Shraddha for those who are furthermore in the generations above my grandpa or great grandpa, like that. In case when you don't know the name or anything about your ancestors, like problem started 8 generations ago or something like that, and you have no record of whatsoever about that ancestor, in that case, the last day of Pitri Paksha is especially the Amavasya, when the moon is not there, the dark night, Amavasya. On that day, Shraddha rituals, the same rituals are done for unknown ancestors in the family as well, thus helping you to offer the satisfaction, offer the food, punya, all the good energies to those unknown ancestors as well, and receive their blessings and removing the problems in your family. Shraddha must be done for the ancestors who committed suicide or uh, died due to some accident, gruesome disease. So we have a term in Sanskrit for such kind of deaths. It is called akala mrityu. Mrityu means death. Akal means untimely death. For those people who go through these events, diseases, accidents, or suicides at the last time of their life, they are engulfed, surrounded by fear or anger or trauma, such negative emotions, which in the end lead them to be stuck in this world, or because there are many aims, goals, purposes that they wanted to do, but because of these negative emotions which might have compelled them to take such a negative action like suicide, or maybe they were just compelled by the force of nature due to disease or accident which is out of anybody's control, right? Especially for them, they most certainly need the love, the need of respect, honor, and make them homely, at least in their spirit form, so that they can be free of this world which is pulling them towards the clinging nature of that negative emotion. Could be anger, trauma, some desires, or something. So the positive emotions, the positive energies are love, respect, right? When you offer these along with this Vedic rituals and the mantras, which act like a beacon of light for them, satisfy their hunger, thirst, part them with the good energy in the form of punya, they get the power to free themselves from the attachments of this world and to be truly happy in the spiritual world where they truly belong to. Thus, coming back to the conclusion, yes, for these kind of events or the ancestors, those who passed away in such events, we must perform Shraddha in Pithra Paksha. The first two processes, Tarpan and Yagya, which involves mantras and Brahmins chanting them and doing some mudras and performing some actions, that will be streamed live, and the link would be available to all the participants in Pithra Paksha. During this ritual, try to sit with the photos, pay the respects, do not eat while these rituals are taking place, and show that it's a very respectful and devotional ceremony. And once that is done, offer your obeisances, your respects to the ancestors in front of you with the photos. And after that, once the Brahmins have been fed, you can start eating.